Good morning. It's ACTITUD y PASIÓN. This is the Monday brunch. How's it going? And Hilda's listening to the show already. Okay, all right. How's it going, Hilda?
I'm trying to lower it. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Yeah.
I'm trying to lower it. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's hard. I got a stupid iPhone that it does its own thing.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
I tell you, man, sometimes the phones, yesterday, I don't know, what was it, the day before or something like that, or sometime this week, I was trying to get an application that you can read a book and it kind of reads it on its own and then you can hear it. But I turned it on and then the whole thing was talking to me. The whole phone was talking to me. It was like, and then, oh my goodness, I had to turn it off. And then it was hard to come back to it because it had like 2 fingers to push and dude, and oh man. And so I got it out of this. I got it out of the system. It's like, man, rather copy and paste. But I still got to figure out how to read a book, how I can listen to the book through there. I guess I could go to audio, but I already have the book on my Kindle and I wanted to hear it, like when I'm driving or, hear the book being read, that kind of deal. So I don't know.
I know how to write in Spanish, for nothing. So sometimes when some people message me from Mexico, so I write it and the words just come out all crazy. I'm like, excuse my Spanish.
Yeah.
So my iPhone decides it's going to write its own words.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, crazy. I'm like, oh my God, that word was not my attention.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing is that sometimes you put it on, like, say, for instance, on a translator and you got to listen to it because, Spanish, languages don't translate properly, in a sense. And it's like, and so you got to, the meanings don't transfer. So, if you write proper, and even if you write proper, it still doesn't translate sometimes the correct way, and it's like you almost have to talk to it in Spanish so it'll write it down and then you can, I guess, copy and paste or whatever. I do that, like when I talk to I'm talking to somebody from South America, it's like, the Spanish has to be right on, or they, I had as I was feeling sick this weekend because I ate some pineapple. And I was telling, I put it on Facebook that I had, it was stomach virus because I ate some pineapple. And in Argentina, Adriana was telling me that a friend of ours from over there was saying that she was all worried because she thought that I was in the hospital because I had beaten it up. Because in Argentina, when you say pineapple, piña, that means they beat you up. They gave you a piña, boom, 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 boom.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of words here in Spanish that totally change over there. And sometimes the meaning is like terrible.
Yeah, it's like in Puerto Rico too. The words are different. Being raised with military, there's certain words that you can't. Good morning, Debbie.
Debbie, how's it going?
There's some words hanging out with Puerto Ricans, Colombians, and Cubans that we can't say, and that they can't say. And if we say it, they're right, and it's wrong for them. And it's so confusing.
Yeah. I hear you, man. It's like.
Yeah.
The other time I was saying, I don't know, something, and I think I said, oh man, I was saying, man, like those women are a bunch of mamacitas, because meaning like, man, they're chingonas, they're awesome, that kind of deal. And she goes, you can't say that over here because that means totally something else.
Oh wow!
And then I was saying the word concha, and over there, concha means totally something else.
What is concha? Concha bread, right?
Concha, a piece of bread, sweet bread.
Yeah.
So it's like, certain words just just don't translate or just have different meanings over here.
Yeah.
Even here in the United States, certain words here, it changes. Like, depending on the culture and all that. So yeah, so great. But we mean to, hey, look at there. Hey, Debbie says, hey, Hilda.
Hi, Debbie. Nice seeing you.
Debbie's cool, man. She's up in the Panhandle.
And yes, Debbie, last Thursday, Friday, Monday, you were on the show the whole time, and Ray's like, oh, you just jumped in. No, you were in the show the whole time. Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I keep an eye. I used to promote a DJ, and you have to be fast on what what the comments are coming through, and I was reading and reading. I would read. So I'm good at keeping eye contact on what everybody's putting
Right,
out.
right.
So yeah.
So yeah, no, but
Yeah.
that's cool because that's why we carry that. We put our either I put a laptop or we have an iPhone on the side, but we got to turn off the volume, otherwise you get feedback. And Hilda's really good
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Unlike some shows, sometimes that that I've seen or I've been on, and it's like, man, feedback's terrible, and it's like, it's just not pleasant. It's just not pleasant for the viewer, and not pleasant for you on the show and the whole bit. Pero anyway, pero. Wow, man! So what's new? What happened? What went on this weekend, Hilda? What's
Well,
new, man?
you
Did
know,
you get
my
married,
weekend,
or did you get
huh?
married, or
No, not yet. I'm still taking applications.
still you still taking applications for houseboy?
For a houseboy, it may be for a date also, just a date. That's it.
Just a date.
No, I spent the weekend with the 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃s, and comes to find out that the 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃s are sick. I think there's a bug going around.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Might be.
The third 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃's in school today. I can't believe she went by herself, but the other ones are sick.
Oh my goodness!
The second 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃 gets migraines like I do. She's only
wow.
6. Yeah.
That's
But,
sad.
yeah, I know, real sad. But
For a
yeah,
6-year-old to get migraines, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, you know what? I started at 4, so
Orale. So you've been getting migraines all your life.
Yeah, it's a family gene from the PENA side.
It's a way of life.
Yes. So I feel bad for Nova because she has them too. So it's in the Peñas. But yeah, the little 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃s are sick right now. 2 of them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. And so that's what I did. I spent my weekend with them. And but I don't know. Other than that, it's just staying home. Then just before I got on, somebody sent me a link for Cupid Love. I'm like, dude, get off my Facebook, seriously. So I can yeah.
Cupid Love. I haven't heard that in years. Yeah. What's that from MySpace or?
No, I don't know. I looked it up.
Hey, Henry, how's it going?
Hey,
Henry's cool, man.
I said, get off my Facebook, seriously, dude. I deleted him. Cupid Love. I'm like,
Cupid Love. Hey, well,
stuff. I mean, this is not a dating app, dude. Seriously, get off. Cupid Love. I wish.
Cupid Love.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? The Love Boat.
You add people and you accept them, because you have all these friends, affiliated with your friends. So okay, you think they're good people, and all of a sudden they send you all this crap. I'm like, it's not a dating app, and I'm not here to chat.
They want to chat with you.
No, Hilda. Not me.
Yeah, they want to say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Not me.
You doing all right?
So yeah. Well,
what's your name? Hey, Adriana, how's it going? I was just with Adriana on the show.
Yeah. How did
we were talking about shutting down a period of time, shutting down a cycle of time. It's like when you have an old boyfriend and you break up with him and you're still there, that kind of deal. Even though the relationship is over years ago, that kind of deal. We were talking about that, or
like when you can't let go.
When you can't let go, that's it. That's it. I never thought of that. When you can't let go. How many are you in the can't let go era? People like that. It's like, man, they're still back there, and it's like, wow, man, how sad. I don't know. We were talking about how, hey, shut that door and open a new door to a new you, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's the case of Hilda. Hey, you look beautiful.
Thank you, Adriana. You're always looking beautiful.
Hilda's the eye candy of ACTITUD y PASIÓN here at the Monday Brunch, man. I can't let go, Ray. That's why I'm here.
I hope you had a wonderful birthday.
Yes, oh yeah. Well, it's happy birthday. We sang happy birthday to Adriana. Man, on the Tejano show, and then we did it on Henry's show, and man, so she got las mañanitas from Angel, and she's got the mañanitas from Miguel Flores. And oh man, it was really cool. It was really cool. Yes. Man, Miguel Flores has a really nice voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Yes.
it's cool. So yeah, man, letting go, letting go.
Letting go.
Going to the next level, going somewhere else, opening up
Yes.
a new can of beans, as they say.
Well, it's a new chapter.
A new
You have to
chapter in
proceed and
life.
stop lingering and holding on to the past. You got to move
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That's true, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
So what else is new? What's going on this week? What's going on this week, Hilda? Anything
This
exciting
week,
in the Tejano industry?
well, you know what? There is a show going on. I might go, but like chances are sick, and I don't leave them for nothing. They're so
Right.
close to me; they're really stuck to me. There is a show going on at Boots and Heels where my friend Viviana goes to,
Mm-hmm.
and 𝗟𝗘𝗗𝗘𝗦 is playing, and I want to
Oh,
go. It's on Friday.
Friday night, huh?
Yes.
So, guys, Hilda needs a date for Friday night. So,
Oh, no,
give her
no.
a
I
call.
might pick somebody up over there. So, I don't want to date. I won't
Oh,
be committed just to one person. I
oh, I
gotta,
see.
there's a
I see.
variety of
I
people
see. I
out there.
see.
I gotta,
So,
my eye.
Cupid love. Set that Cupid love out.
I gotta have an eye. I'm just kidding. But,
Oh yeah.
no.
One
But
of
no,
these days, I'll go over to that heels or boots and heels.
I call it boots and tacones.
Los tacones de las botas.
Boots and heels.
Yeah,
Tacones
that's a
and
cool name.
botas.
That's a cool name because it's boots and heels, and they're doing the dancing. Yeah.
Yes. So, Viviana goes out there a lot. She has a lot of people. She how do you say it, the books out there. So I
Yeah,
want to go
yeah,
check it out. Maybe I can get some artists out there myself that I work with.
yeah,
So let's see, I can just give the music to the lady. Then her
yeah.
name is Janie Rodriguez. Yes, she was on the show with us.
Janie. Yeah, she's been on
Yes,
the show before.
yes.
She's really
Mhm.
cool.
Yes, she
Uh,
is.
but yeah, man.
Mhm.
Any support we can give any of these clubs that are
Yes.
opening up. I mean, this club's
Mhm.
fairly new and it seems really nice. And I haven't been there,
Yes.
but I know Ramon Lucius played there and
Yes, he has.
others,
It was a.
and it was you know. I
It,
mean,
it,
I think that was one of the clubs he was talking about when he came on the show that they wanted him back, and now we I think that's how we got to that point to getting to
yes.
know Boots and Heels because of Ramon Lucio and
It was
Ramon
a
Lucio.
good turnout too. I heard,
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
Mighty Mouse, La Rata plays
yeah,
there a lot too.
yeah. Little
Yeah.
guy, man. Tune in this Wednesday live interview with Jan Hendrock at Party at 6. Huh? Of the Party at 6, Tony Raza will be there as well. Cool deal. Well, guys, enjoy it. I will no longer be doing any other shows other than ACTITUD y PASIÓN Latino Radio TV. I'm just too tired, man. I'm too booked. It's getting late for me, and I need my rest, man. I need my rest. Henry, you can handle it, man. You're awesome. You've got the system down, and yes, enjoy it. Enjoy it because, man, it's one of those. ¿Qué dice aquí? Buenos días, Miss Hilda and Royo. Excelente inicio de la semana. ¿Qué pasó, Juanito? ¿Cómo te va? I can tell that's you
Hola,
because you're the only one
Juanito.
that says Miss and Mister. So, ¿dónde andas ahora, Juanito? ¿Cómo anda la cosa? Hey, that guy's awesome, man. That guy.
A ver si te miro en Laredo en octubre 8. Va a
Oh,
haber una fiesta allá.
órale, es un sábado, octubre 8.
Mhm.
Va a haber una fiesta de. What's going to
It's a
happen?
Conjunto Fest in
Conjunto
Laredo.
Fest. Yeah. That's right.
Hopefully, I'm going to be there. There's going to be a lot of artists out there. Oh,
Cool.
Conjunto Digno va a estar ahí también.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Mhm.
No, está bien, está bien. That's
Yes.
really cool.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And so, what I've never been to those. So what happens? Is it is it like a kermés or what
I've
is it?
never
Is it like?
been to one either. I'm
I mean,
going
but what happens?
because of David.
They just open up and they have live
I,
performances. They have a stage,
yeah, they have live
obviously. Do they have
performances.
a carnival or do they
Oh, I
have
don't know. I
booths or
really don't know. I've never
on
been to
others
one.
the way they do others? I mean, you've been
I
to others.
think they get booth and they can sell merchandise and stuff. They have food. Like David takes his instruments.
Hmm.
He is sponsor.
Yeah, one of the sponsors. Yeah.
Yes, there's other sponsors as well. They sell food and stuff, and they perform. So it's like the one that just happened in Trader's Village over
Right.
there with Pancho Pistolas, the one I could make.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I guess it's like the Poteet one that just happened as well.
Right. Right.
The Strawberry Fest. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to go to this one.
Ya, ahí va a andar Juanito, dice, ahí los vemos.
Okay.
Hey, Silvia, ¿qué te pasa, Silvia? Y no
Hola,
me
mi
dieron, no me
Silvia.
dieron piña, Silvia. Fue una piña que me comí, una piña que me comí. So, gracias por estar preocupada por mí. Te quiero mucho, unos grandes abrazos, pero no me dieron piña. Y si
Tenía
trataran,
chile y
pum, pum,
tajín.
pum. Ya les
Tenía
hubiera dado
chile y tajín, por eso se enfermó.
Dice Silvia. Ay, sí, no, me dolió mucho el estómago. Me dolió mucho el estómago. Yo creo que la piña estaba pasada. No,
Sí,
y hablando de la piña, fíjate, la piña en Argentina dicen que si te dan piñas que te dieron unos buenos blomazos. In Argentina they say, they gave you piña, they gave you pineapple, that means they punched you out. In Argentina that's what that means. In Puerto Rico, dice, la piña estaba agria, that means there's no mula, that means there's no money. There's no money. La piña está agria. That means there's no money.
So what does puñazos mean?
Puñazos means punches.
But in what language?
In
Puerto
Spanish,
Rican?
puñazos.
Oh, okay.
Puñazos, Spanish.
See, we weren't taught how to speak. We learned on our, or we're self-learned Spanish.
Yeah, your friends, hearing your friends, that kind of deal.
Yeah, we're self-learned.
Yeah.
We just picked it up.
Or depending on the school you go to, if you go to a school where a lot of Spanish is spoken, you're going to hear it, and a lot of people understand Spanish, but they don't necessarily speak it.
Yes.
Yeah, and just like a lot of people that come from other countries here, they understand English, but they don't speak it. And that happens. That happens. I just met a friend of mine. Well, not a friend of mine, but I guess she's becoming a friend of mine. And she is from Singapore, and she wants to have conversations in English. And so, we've been doing a class, and wow, she's doing really well. But a lot of it's just being shy as to how just getting out of yourself, and being okay that you make mistakes when you speak, and it's fine.
Oh yeah.
And so
when I was in Germany, I met so many people like from Hawaii, from Tonga, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, from everywhere, and they spoke English so good, but I don't know if they knew how to write it.
Yeah.
Because this is like me. I can understand Spanish, and I can, like somebody messages me and they write it in Spanish, but I have to answer back in English.
Right.
Yeah, but it's cool. But we're self-learned,
I know, right? No,
yeah.
And then there's Google. You can always copy and paste and translate it and hear it out.
I never thought about that.
I do that a lot because I talk to people. I mean, because of chess, even before the pandemic, I was having conversations with friends in Russia, friends in France and Germany, and I would talk to them through translator. So they would send me a message, I would translate it, I would hear it out, and then I would write to them back and translate it and send it back out. And so I would have conversations with people from around the world that way. But then when the pandemic hit, I mean, it even doubled that, because I mean, we have people from all over the world, especially with that show that Ariana and I do. I mean, it's like, wow. This weekend we're bringing in Evelyn Rivera, and she's from, where is she? She's from Peru. And it's like, so there's like a whole other country there, it's like, it's hard,
Yeah, I knew this lady from Peru, but their Spanish is not Spanish, right? It's
a little different, but it is in Portuguese though. Portuguese is totally different. Like in Brazil, in fact, I have this friend of mine. She is from Brazil, and I want to invite her to the show. In fact, we just need to find a slot. She sings and plays the guitar, and she's part of a major group down there. And
Wow.
so, yeah, no, one of these days she'll come over and we'll do a show with them. But it's like, yeah, she speaks English, but she's mainly speaks Portuguese, and it's like,
Wow. It's
eh,
interesting meeting people from different countries. I like that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
You
would like,
learn stuff, and
yeah,
it gets your mind going on a different level, because you're speaking with different languages. It makes you think a little bit more. I
I
don't
would
know.
like to, I would like to take a trip here in the next couple of years, to another country in the next couple of years. I already told my daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere.
you're
Yeah.
gonna drive south to visit with me, Brownsville, and then cross the border to
No,
Mexico.
no, I'm talking about to Paris or somewhere, England
Yeah,
or something. You know,
yeah.
no,
Go across the
seriously.
pond, as they say. Yeah, you go across
No,
the Atlantic and go to
no, I'm gonna
go to
go.
London, go to Paris. Uh,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
Barcelona.
go.
That kind of deal. Uh,
Yeah. I've
Sweden.
already been to Thailand, so
Ah, man,
I
I would love to go to Thailand.
it was beautiful.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty.
But no, I've already told my daughter, but I'm I've always wanted to go to Paris. I've been there, but just sitting there in the plane for hours and hours. I'm like, they didn't let us get off.
I
Japan,
went there in '78. I went to Paris in '78. It was really
yeah,
cool. I was
yeah.
there a couple of days, and in fact, well, it was with a band. We went with a band, and I remember we climbed the Eiffel Tower, and they were working on it, so you could climb
Mhm.
only. I mean, you could go up only a certain level, and then they were working like on 2 stories, and us being rambunctious and
Yeah.
rebellious, we got on the outside and we climbed through the outside and we
Oh my
went up there,
God.
and lucky we didn't get fined because there was it was bad, but we did that. But it was so cool, man. But it was weird, when we got there the morning we got to Paris. We get to the airport and you get out of the airplane, everything's normal, right? And then you get into the terminal and you see all these soldiers with rifles, machine
Yeah.
guns. That was freaky because we've never seen that before. Coming from the United States, you don't see rifles. You really don't. I mean,
No.
I would see rifles with soldiers when I would cross to Mexico because it's very common that they had
Oh
soldiers
yeah.
in Mexico with rifles, up in public. But like that, man, I had never seen that. It freaked me out. And then the morning after, we woke up and we woke up to like bombs. And we
Wow.
freak out and they say, "Oh, they're it's just a protest, no big deal." And it's like before, it's a different scene, in a different country. It's like
And we
I
woke
don't.
up to pigs getting killed in Thailand.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
and to them it's normal, and to us it's like,
yeah.
"Dude, what's going on?"
What's going on?
The
And then
end of
we
the
go
world. Am I in
downstairs,
danger?
and here's your cracklings with white rice. It
Yeah, man. It's like, oh my goodness.
was crazy. Oh my God. The experience one lives, but it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
remember what was another thing? I remember I went to Puerto Rico because the company that I used to work for, we went and opened up some photography studios over there for Sears Portrait Studios, and we were in San Juan. And the morning we got there, when we got there, we slept, of course. That morning when we woke up, we heard all of these helicopters, and it was loud. And I jumped out of bed. I must have jumped like 4 feet up in the air, and I was freaking out. Like, oh man, is Cuba invading or something? And there's somebody told us, no man, there's a base in here. And I go, yeah, of course. But it's weird sounds that you hear that freak you out. It's like,
I'm used to it. They're always
oh
here.
yeah, yeah, of course. You're military, so to you, no big deal. You probably know, oh, that's this type of helicopter. That's a
I
Hughie.
already know what time, and if it don't happen, it's like, what's wrong?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you
Yeah,
live in Killeen. You're there,
yeah,
close to Fort Hood, and
yeah.
there's a lot of action there.
Yeah, I already know what time it comes by. If it don't come by 11 o'clock in the morning, because I know the schedule, and if it doesn't happen, it's like something's wrong, So
Wow.
yeah, I know the time. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Hey, Rigo, ¿qué
Hey
pasa?
Rigo, ¿cómo
How's
estás,
it going, big
amigo?
guy? ¿Cómo te va?
Do you have time to come in, Rigo?
Rigo wants to come in.
Does
A
Rigo want
ver
to come
qué.
in and tell us about his weekend?
Oh man, Rigo, man, he's a party animal.
Yeah, Rigo's bad with that accordion.
Yeah, man, El Rigo. So, man, so what else went on this weekend, Hilda?
This weekend, really nothing. Just remember I did cut the yard, and then I had a heart attack, and then I came back. But because I still can't get that application,
Hilda needs a boy toy slash yard man
housekeeper,
slash cook slash laundry boy slash clean
car
house
wash, car
slash
wash,
chauffeur.
everything. And
Oh
like
my god!
like if he was a total husband,
Yeah,
but with no benefits.
I Hilda, a benefitless man in the house. That's what she needs.
And he
Oh.
might be lucky to go out with me sometimes.
And he's got to pay.
And he's got to pay, and I don't pay him to do anything around the house. He should be lucky he's going to be staying here for free.
Oh, it's a internship. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
You're looking for an intern. You're looking for an intern.
Yeah, I'm looking for an intern to be a butler. Somebody,
A butler, an assistant. Because you too need an assistant.
That's crazy, right?
Oh my goodness!
No,
I
man.
tell you, man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you never know, man. You never know. You might get a call and hey, I'm willing to be your butler and rent free. Hey, not bad. Hey, you got the room. They can live in that extra room, and they could be your butler. They could be your take care of all your needs. Wash, cook, cut the yard, wash the car, drive you around.
Yeah.
Be your escort wherever you need to go and that kind of deal. Protect you,
Yeah.
in a sense. Sense of security. You know,
Pay my bills.
pay your bills. No, let's call a sugar daddy, Hilda. I think Hilda needs a sugar daddy. That's what it is. Hilda needs a sugar daddy.
I'm just kidding. No.
Everybody hashtag Hilda needs a sugar daddy.
No. I'm just kidding. That's crazy. But anyway, no, nothing happened this weekend. It was pretty quiet around here. And you, did you go out to eat mole?
No, man. Well, mole I go on Tuesdays. Tomorrow I eat mole. On Tuesdays I eat mole. I was sick, man. I was stayed home. Friday night I had me that empanada de pineapple empanada, and it shut me down. Saturday morning I had some lessons. I canceled some lessons. I canceled going to a chess tournament on Saturday, and man, I was down. I was in bed. Finally, around the afternoon, I finally got up, and it was still my stomach would be in a lot of pain. It's like, and then Sunday it was still there. I did some online lessons on Sunday, but nothing face to face. And today, it's like I almost thought, well, maybe I'm gonna not do the show, but I was okay. I'm doing a lot better. It's not hurting. My stomach's not hurting anymore. And so in a little bit, I'm going out to get something to eat and all that. But I had breakfast already. I like to get a toast and then put an egg with bacon on top of it, and then just fold it over and eat it like a sandwich, kind of like a little burger, like a taco, but it's toast. Oh man, cool. But yeah, man, it was one of those weekends, and I don't get sick too often, but when I do, man, it's like, okay, get sick and get it over with, and then move on. It's like I'm not into being sick a long time, but
Well, the diva mania thing happened in over there in Angleton this past weekend too. I didn't see too much about it. What did Rico say? I didn't see too much about. I didn't see too much about it. Thank you, Rigo. I didn't see too much about it. Too many posts.
Yeah, there were there. It was live. I saw some of it. But it was all right. I liked it. I mean, whenever you get to hear awesome performers or singers sing, man, it's like, man, you should take advantage of that, because especially since it was a free concert and it was on Facebook. So man, I mean, they had it live. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
Magali and I saw
Monica,
Gabriela,
Gabriela.
Monica. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They
I've
tore
always been
down
a
the
fan of
house.
hers. Hmm.
Yeah. So man,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and so Thursday, guys, we have Carisma coming on.
Yeah,
Javier
they're going to talk
Martinez will
about
be
their
here.
new. They're going to talk about their new CD that was just released.
Hmm.
7 originals and 3 Tejano, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
And
really
so
nice.
you can see. I think the invitation will probably to the shows probably go on today. I know I put the YouTube music on the page, and I know Hilda's done the also a lot of sharing on her page. As
Yeah.
far as they're now at number one, their song is at number one
Yes, on Mas Chingon. I'll send
on
you the
Must Be
single
Gone,
today.
number one, and it's like wow,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's wow, no, 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 it's cool. I mean, it must be awesome. It must be an awesome feeling, to write a song or perform a song, that kind of deal. Be a group that plays a song and then all of a sudden it's number one, man. That must be really really cool. I
Yes.
mean, only they can experience that, because
Yeah.
it's their song and it's like
Mhm.
wow. So I'm so happy for them. I'm glad
When
they.
when they had Cantinera come out, their second single, it went right to number one
Yes.
that first week.
Wow.
Yes. And then Chiquita was number one after, like, I don't know how long. I started promoting them almost 2 years ago. And it took a while, a little bit for Volver a Mal, but it's up there now, so it's good.
Yeah, we'll
But
bet them on. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
that's that's pretty cool.
they're doing really well. But yeah, I can't imagine how they feel either. But they're doing good, and so is Celestina and
Yeah.
Crescencio. Yeah, they're all doing good.
Que bueno,
But
que bueno.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of artists out there, man. It's like, man, I mean, this music, this Tejano music, expands throughout the United States, man. It's like I
yes.
thought it was only Texas and maybe New Mexico and maybe Michigan, because Norma was there. But man, it really goes into Chicago and New York, even in New
Ohio.
York, Ohio, California. We have Jesse's
Mhm.
over there. Just Jesse pushing conjunto music and
Mhm.
Florida. I mean, it's all over, man. It's like, it's a culture. It's definitely a culture, and it's definitely here to stay. Uh, it's not going to go away anytime soon. Uh,
No,
it,
in
you know,
Florida
it,
we have Bajo Cero and G5. They're totally awesome. Those two bands are, man. They're bad. They're awesome, awesome. And I mean, they're just so far away, to be able to come over here and do gigs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, no,
Yeah.
that's true. No, but they service their area. They perform
Yes.
for their fans around, and
Yes.
that's good. I mean, that's what it should be. It's that they're
Yeah.
like it's like a franchise. It's like a Walmart. You got a Walmart in every city, and that's I think that's the thing. Tejano industry. They got one band here, one band there, one band there, one band there, and pretty soon the whole country is listening to Tejano music or listening to their originals and obviously they sing the songs from everywhere because that's just part of what they do, and so they keep the songs alive in that sense. Plus they keep their own songs alive, and then those songs are shared so that other artists can perform their songs because I mean, at the end of the day, everybody plays each other's songs. I think,
Yeah.
right, that's what happens.
Yeah. I get. Yeah. And a lot of these artists share the other artist's page, and that's good. They help each other out. A lot of them, I've seen that,
Yeah,
but not all of them, but some of them. I've seen
yeah.
it personal. Yeah, and they help each other, which is good, and that's the way it should be. I think.
Right, because
Yeah.
at some point an artist will sing somebody else's music, So when
Yeah,
do you sing somebody else's music? Do you sing it as soon as you learn it, or do you sing it as soon as, hey, can I play some of your songs when I'm in, when I'm in the concert over here, promote your music? I mean, do they call it like, well, let me sing one of your songs, you sing one of my songs, and we promote each other that way? I mean,
I
I
don't
wonder
know
how
because
that goes.
I don't
Or
know how
or
it
is,
goes
or,
because
or
I
is
know
it mainly the classics, or is it mainly the classics?
I
I
don't
mean,
know
at
because I know
some point there
Gabriela.
seems, you
I
know,
know that Gabriela sings a lot of Selena. I know Bobby Cricket sings one of Jay Perez songs, and it's out there, I mean you can't even tell who's singing the song,
right,
you know. And who's that? A lot of artists sing covers. A lot of them don't have originals. A lot of them
right,
sing covers. Like Leo, he sings "A Través del Vaso," and that was a banda song. He turned it into a Tejano song.
right,
So yeah. So, but of course, the original artist is the one that gets, I guess, the royalties, and
right.
Leo gets recognized. But I'm sure he gets something out of it too. You
Dice
know.
Rigo, it's good to help each other, but there's not too much helping going on down here, and it's sad. Yeah,
Yes.
El Valle. I mean, I don't know. I mean, pues Roman,
Rigo.
Ramiro, right? I mean, I always get his
Rigo.
name. No,
Rigo.
no. Ramon Lucio always
No.
says, "Man, we play here and nobody comes to see us, but we play outside of the valley and we get a packed house, and it's like weird. ¿Verdad, Rigo? I mean, it's like, uh, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know why that is.
I don't know. Maybe the valley's not into Tejano, or
Well, that's conjunto over there for
well,
Ramon Lucio.
yeah. Yeah,
Ramon
but
Lucio is
still,
conjunto.
it's like maybe they're not into the music down here, and a lot has to do with it being a border town. A lot of times we in the border grew up, especially people, my age or a little, maybe 10 years or maybe even 20 years younger than me and above. We grew up speaking English. we, we grew up speaking just English. They wouldn't allow us to speak Spanish, and so obviously our hearts became English. We function in English. That's what I want to say. We function in English. Therefore, we probably listen to more English speaking music than we do Spanish. Even though we have Spanish music in the background, because our family and all that, but we wind up singing more. That's why a lot of times we go more into rock, we go into metal, we go into different other genres because of that. I think when you now that the culture over here has been more into the bilingual program. There's more people speaking more Spanish now, and so maybe they listen to more Spanish music. I don't know if that has to do with it. Pero do you think that's true, Rigo? What do you think,
Yeah,
man?
he
Is it
says
because we're
it's
raised
true.
over here, us in the border? I'm talking about the valley. We're raised speaking English, and we're raised thinking in English versus in Spanish, and so we listen to more English music than we do Spanish. Could that be true, Rigo? What do you think? You're from the valley, pero maybe that's it. And somewhere else north of the valley or north of San Antonio or somewhere else, was la raza is la raza. They're Spanish speakers, and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a factor. That's why the numbers are low in the valley. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have proof either way or another, but that's what I hear. That the numbers are low in the valley whenever there's events. No sé.
Se va. I don't know.
I don't know. That's one to study, man. That's one to study. Because it's true.
Yeah.
Porque I've heard different artists, here in the here in the valley say that, man, here the numbers are low, but we go out of here and it's packed, and it's like,
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
I mean, they're home boys. I mean, they should be able to have the biggest fan base here in the valley. I mean, they're from here,
Yeah,
all right.
true. Yeah, no, I hear that a lot.
Dice Rigo, it's a lot of things. Okay,
A lot.
tell us some of the things, Rigo.
I think it's a lot of politics. I think it's politics.
Politics too.
I think so. I think it has to do with politics.
The music, right? The music politics.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe money.
Lack of money? I don't know. Hey,
Maybe.
dice Hector, I grew up speaking Spanish in a Hispanic home, but listen to rock and roll growing up. I spoke more English now than Spanish. Órale. Wow, he was the other way around. My household, my mom and my dad spoke puro español, puro Spanish. But at school, I wasn't allowed to speak Spanish, so that's why. My friends spoke English. So, send me a link. Oh, órale. Mándale el link. You can come in for 15 minutes. You got it. Yeah, man, that's something interesting. Hey, maybe
You sending it?
No, you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're quicker on the phone than I am on the computer. But it's true, man. That's something to wonder. Stuff that makes you go, why? Why does that happen? ¿Por qué pasa la cosa? So, a ver qué dice Rigo. Ahorita que venga Rigo, he'll bring us some insight as to why. Is it sent already?
Yeah.
All right, Rigo, come on in, man. It's fast. Vente en caliente, bro. Porque ya no tenemos mucho tiempo. So, yeah. Pero yeah, it's true, man. Let me get ready for him to come in. So, a ver qué pasa, man. Let's see what happens with this. ¿Qué más dice aquí? ¿Qué más dice? Hector dice, hey, here he is. My parents and siblings all listen to Spanish music.
Hola, Rigo.
Spanish music.
No, hello.
A ver, Rigo, cuéntanos, ¿por qué pasa lo que pasa con esta cosa?
You know what goes on a lot? Good morning, by the way.
Good morning, Rigo. Let's just get on it, man. How come does the Valley not listen to Spanish music or what?
No. The Valley listens to Spanish music. What's happening is a lot of these locations just bring in the same bands, for in each location. Whether, I'm not going to mention any names, but right. That are out there.
Location X brings the same.
Exactly.
The B band.
They're same bands. And all those bands take care of each other. I mean, like I said, without mentioning any names.
Okay, I see.
They really don't want to let any other new bands come in and say, hey, pues sabes que, let's bring in Ramon Lusky from Brownsville, let's bring him out this way. Or let's bring in Rubén de la Cruz from over here, so on and so forth. I mean, and they're practically just staying, bringing in the same bands in the same venues, and people get bored of it. I mean, and instead of the bands helping out each other, they're sort of just taking care of their own circles, and
right.
that's what we noticed down here. It's Ramon's always been about helping everybody out. I mean, Ramon's
right.
He's out there to help. I mean, I've met so many individuals since I've been playing with Ramon, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I mean,
yeah.
Just the other day when we were in Pasadena, I met the gentleman from Los Centellas, Mr. Tony Vasquez. I mean, these guys are legends, man. These are guys that have been playing conjunto for centuries. Wow. I mean, he even reaches out to them and helps them out. I mean, I've seen them show up at locations where we play and they say, hey, you want to get up and sing a song or whatever?
Yeah.
And you don't see that a lot going on here.
Oh, yes, Rigo. So my question is, are these bands like in the Valley? And I know this is going to be a little hard, but bands in the Valley, because they don't bring new artists in, and there's the same. Are they producing good numbers as far as like in Mastingon or on the different countdowns, or is their music up there like in the numbers? Are they like in the top 10 or because they're not promoting anybody else, or they stay the same and the fan base stays the same? They don't grow. Is that something you see, or can you speculate on that?
Here, what happens a lot is we seem to push each other down. I mean, instead of helping each other, like the crabs, you heard the
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah. La cubeta, yeah.
They're piled up on top of one another. They get out of the barrel. They don't, all help each other. But in this case, they're all pushing each other down, and nobody ever gets out. I mean,
And nobody gets to number one in a sense. That's
exactly like
yeah.
certain individuals, like look at Adrian Gutierrez right now. He's got his little hit single, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I mean, and he's doing real well. I mean, and I like the style that he brought it out, and I hope it hits. But you hear so much negativity. I mean, well, this is and that, and this and that. Instead of staying positive and saying, hey, at least he's out there trying something. I mean,
Right,
Yeah.
right,
help him out. I mean, by voting for him or whatever, so on and so forth.
right,
But
right.
there's too much envidia. I mean, should I say?
La
I mean,
envidia, hey,
yeah.
la pinche envidia. Yeah.
And it's terrible. It's terrible because, like I said, I've been jamming with Ramon for 8 months now, man, and I've seen a lot of ugly things out there with him. You think these bands would be more professional. I mean, and more, but there's too many. How should I say it without being mean? Se les va la cabeza. I mean,
They get a big hit.
exactly. I've met individuals like 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗍𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, these guys, 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, talked to them personally. I mean, gracias a Dios, before they passed away, and they were always down to earth, always saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
man, help out one another. This is that. If you want to record my music, record it. I got no problem with it, so on and so forth." And but we don't have that down here. There's very few individuals that are real down to earth. I mean, one of
Yeah.
my mentors that I've always had contacts with has always been down to earth, always helps us out, has always been there for us whatsoever. Is Bobby Salinas. I mean, Bobby Salinas is a legend, and he's been in the industry for years. I mean, and there's very few cats like that. I mean, that are willing to help out
Yeah.
uprising artists that are coming up. I mean, as a matter of fact, he had a lot to do with Ramon and I getting together because he knew that I had my band and he knew about Ramon, and I called him as far as to ask him about Ramon when I before I joined Ramon. I
Right.
only knew Ramon through social media, as a matter of fact. And he was the one that said, "Man," he goes, "You guys would be perfect together, man. You guys are about the same age, and you guys have about the same styles, so on and so forth. And I think you guys would blend real good." And so, and he's helped us out in quite a bit of gigs. Matter of fact, he's
Wow.
going to help with some gigs in the future también, because he plays bajo sexto bass, and he also has a tremendous voice. I mean, and
Wow.
the guy's always available, always helps us out in whichever way he can. When he's not playing with los fantasmas, of course, so,
Yeah, yeah. No,
you know,
no, but see, I mean, it's because it's one. That's a question. How come the numbers are so low for you guys when you do anything in the I don't know about anything, but in general, because I know you've mentioned that. Ramon has mentioned that. I know. Hey, how was the event? Mr. Ruby, was it packed? I mean, or was it I mean, was there 100 people there or?
I wouldn't be able to say because I wasn't there. I just saw it on. I think I was. Matter of fact, we were on video that night. Remember?
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. For instance, that one,
Yeah.
man. I mean, if there was 20 people there, that was too many. If there was 30 people there, that was too many. I think there was more musicians that there was actual people there.
That's actually what happens a lot. Even when Ramon had his deal going on for the school,
Yeah,
uh,
that
and
one. Yeah,
even with the Christmas the Christmas gift thing in December that when we first met,
yeah,
uh, not a lot of people show up for those events, and they're very reasonable. A lot of great talent, a lot of great music
yeah.
out there, and it's not like they're asking for much. I mean, it was like $5 per person at the head at the coming in, but
But is
people.
it maybe because, como dices tú, if you guys are promoted in around the valley, ¿verdad? So people don't know you, in a sense, unless they're friends of yours on Facebook and they listen to your music. Pero, y- you know, I mean, why? I don't know. I guess if I'm listening to band X every weekend, and I'm going to be their fan, and I probably won't be your fan on Facebook, so I won't know that you're coming in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today because let's say, like in the past, there used to be new variety at Gaslight every weekend, but
Right.
they had a packed house every weekend.
Yeah.
People knew they were there. People would go out there and they'd have a good time and so on and so forth. It was always packed, and you don't have that these days. I mean, if no matter who you bring in,
Yeah, because I think that people will enjoy no matter who comes up. But you got to train the people that, hey, there's going to be a new artist coming in. There's going to be a new artist coming in. There's going to be a new artist coming in. Como dices tú? And that's the way a club should run. If they're bringing in bands, that's how it should run. It should not be about bringing in the same person, because really they're just shooting themselves in the foot, and they're shutting down new people that can come in, and pay good money to go into their businesses, I guess.
Rigo, do y'all have a booking agent or a promoter to promote y'all stuff, or does Ramon and you do that all by yourself? Because I know y'all tag me a lot, and continue to do that because I do share your stuff a lot.
Ramon pretty much promotes himself, and I help him out as far as sharing everything that we all try to share. But he also has, I believe there's a new promoter that's coming on helping him out, looking for gigs. Is I forgot her name. I'm not.
Viviana.
No.
Not Viviana? Oh wow.
No, it's another lady, and but he has contacts all over the place that help him get.
Yeah.
Of course, and he takes care of them. And but we try to promote ourselves mostly because it's better when we can promote ourselves and people know they're hearing from us and they're not hearing from somebody else.
No, but of course the artist is the ultimate promoter. Has to be the ultimate promoter, And obviously there's I mean, when you got somebody maybe like Hilda or somebody else like that backing you up and just kind of doing that on a regular basis, that's good. But when the promoter's not promoting himself, then he's just basically shooting himself in the foot, because
exactly.
Hey,
and of course,
tagging me and
but of course all the help, like first was Hilda herself, and I think you mentioned Vivian. He's got all his contacts, and of course, anytime they get, they contact us with something or contact him with something. Of course, they have what they call a finder's fee, or a fee what they get. So he's
Ahora el teléfono. Está bueno,
I
Rigo.
haven't heard one of those in a long time.
sorry about that.
Was that dial up?
Yeah, my phone. Yeah, my bad. But
Está llamando el sheriff.
but he's always professional about the business side aspect of it.
Yeah. No, you gotta be.
You have to be.
But man, it's sad that you guys don't get the kind of numbers that you get outside of the valley when you're home, and you should be able to. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you couldn't even have to go outside of the valley because you were so busy in the valley? Well, and I guess maybe that would be a negative too, because you're not traveling out, So exactly. I guess in a way you're better off because you're traveling, and so well, you get to be more known because you're out there.
You want to take care of your local people first. I mean, you want to be known here. I mean, you in order before people know you upstate. I mean, it's strange that people know.
Más allá que acá.
Yeah, people know us up in Pasadena and Baytown and Austin and New Braunfels up there in that area. But like for instance, Ramon, I didn't know about Ramon, and he's been in the business for 20 years, from what I understand.
And I mean, you're in the valley, and he's in the valley, and it's like
exactly. But
I mean, that's sad.
I was doing it. I wasn't out there, shall I say, professionally. I was basically just hitting little pubs here and there, little restaurants, just to play music, just to, just to keep us busy. Because the guys that were with me really didn't want to do it. Like, for instance, on a whim to just say, "Hey, let's go to San Antonio, let's go here, let's go there."
Yeah.
They didn't want to do that kind
They
of.
wanted to stay home.
They just wanted to stay home and play twice a month and so on and so forth. They were content with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, for instance, tonight we'll be at the island. We'll be at Longboards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so we'll be there from 7 to 11. And this is going to be our first time there on the island.
Yeah.
As far as with Ramon Lucio, and he's excited about it.
No, pues está bien.
Yeah, that goes. I mean, hopefully everybody show up. It being a Monday night and so on and so forth. Hopefully, Monday night football. I mean, so on and so forth. So.
But maybe there's still a crowd. Go ahead, Hilda.
Yeah. No, I didn't know Ramon Lucio either when he came out, and I'm like, I thought he was just like a newbie, and then he calls me. He's like, "No, mija, I've been out for 20 years." I'm like, "Where have you been?" And then he sent me that song, El Gato no le gustas cuatro patas al gato.
Cuatro pies al gato.
And I'm like,
hola, María Antonieta, ¿cómo te va?
Yeah, and I'm like, you've been out for 20 years? Yeah, and a lot of people didn't know that he had music from the past.
Yeah, that CD he's been promoting for 5 years.
Wow.
I
like that song.
Yeah, and he's got quite a bit of songs on there that you didn't even know that they were Cornelio Reina songs or so on and so forth.
No.
Cruz Negra. And he's transformed his own style to where now if you say Cruz Negra, a lot of people say, "Oh, Ramon Lucio."
Yeah.
I mean, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have those songs.
But those musicians that are on that CD, of course, great musicians and so forth. And that's the reason we're trying to get back to the studio and re-record some of the old songs and record some new songs to where it's us. I mean, because he promotes.
Let me ask you something, Rico. I'm always joking with him and telling him that he has to open up and perform for the audience. And, we always joke with him. And I always say that he has to be like Coyote Ugly. So I heard that he got up on the bar the other night. Is that true?
He probably did.
Yeah, he's done that quite a bit of times. He's real good.
I think Ramon Lucio used to be a Chippendale, man.
Yeah, I heard he got up on the bar at Boots and Hills, and I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
He got up on the bar.
Yeah, he got up on the. It was the bar there, the one on the center. It wasn't the main bar. And, he still got up there. But see, that's one thing he can do. He can come in and get a crowd that really isn't paying attention, and he can go out there and win a crowd and at the end of the night, have them to 100% paying attention to what's going on.
Hey, Laura.
How's it going, Laura? No, pues sí, que bien. Wow, man. Pues Rigo, it was great for you to drop by, man.
Thank you.
Man, you're always bringing us some good stuff, man. I like when you come in, man. It's like super cool. But, that's an interesting point, is that, I don't know if it's like you said, probably not, but I know for me personally, it was the language, you listen to, you speak more English, you listen to English music. So you don't listen to Spanish music, even though that's your culture, Pero so it had to do with school. I'm now listening to more Spanish music than I ever did before. But I grew up listening to all the legends, like I'm talking about the classics, Pedro Infante, Luis Aguilar, Lola Beltrán. I grew up, because of the movies and all of that. Pero then when it came to music, like on a record or radio, it was English music. I don't know.
Well, that's true. It's true because, like, for instance, I was raised in English music. I was raised with Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings.
Wow, yeah, that's more like country, yeah.
Roy Buck Owens and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But my dad and of course my tios, when they barbecue, they listen to the radio. As far as their 8-tracks, as a matter of fact, is what it was.
Yeah, those 8-tracks. Yeah, I remember the 8-tracks.
Los Tigres del Norte, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, a lot of other older groups that were coming up back then, Los Tigres del Norte.
Los Tigres del Norte, sí.
So you remember what your parents used to listen to.
Yeah.
As you get older, as I got older, and once I moved over here, of course, you get into pop music and so on and so forth. Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗏, John Oates, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And
Red, Chicago.
Exactly. So, and then we speak nothing but English.
Yeah, of course.
Well, the way we were raised, my mom spoke to us in Spanish, and we would speak to her in English.
Yeah.
So we didn't speak Spanish, but we understood it.
Yeah,
and my mom didn't speak English, but she understood it. So we were. That's the way we would communicate until we moved up here and here in the valley, and even here they don't speak Spanish very correct. Here it's what it's called, it's Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
That's
Or
all.
Spanish.
My suegro, he speaks the correct Spanish. I mean, and being from Mexico, and he always talks to me about how the correct wording is and so on and so forth. And I've learned a lot from him and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I started getting into the Spanish music, of course, once I started playing the accordion. So and of course that's where all the ladies were, all the girls were at the dances. I mean, and back in the day we had La Sombra coming down here.
La Sombra, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Guerrero, that was awesome. I mean, and Intocable was just hitting. I mean, and so we got to see all those bands rise up, and
wow.
It was awesome. It's awesome. I mean, but I think that's where as we get older, we get more into the roots of what our parents were listening to back in the day.
Right. Yeah, that's true, because the memories come back, or that kind of deal. Well, está bueno, pues Rigo, we'll let you go. Hilda, any last words?
No. Thank you for coming on Monday brunch. And I'm looking to go buy a record player, because I'm buying records, and I got Eddie Rabbit right here.
Eddie Rabbit.
Eddie Rabbit.
Wow.
Eddie Rabbit. That's an oldie, man.
Well, I know the rainy nights. Yeah, that's a good song.
Well, they got these really nice record players at the PX, at the military base. So I'm starting to collect records.
Oh, Eddie Rabbit's awesome. I used to listen to him all the time.
Yeah.
Him and Pat Barnett.
Speaking of English music, that's why I'm...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Pues está bueno. Yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us. We
will see you guys.
Have a wonderful day.
We'll see you next week.
We'll
Adios.
We'll see you on Thursday.